We are live. I think we are live. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. Ian has joined us today for a game of BattleLore 2nd Edition, or 2 games, or 3 games, depending on how many we get done. We're going to be playing till about 5:15, 5:30, and we'll try and get as many games as we can done. This is the 4th video in a series of videos that I'm doing this week to celebrate my birthday. I've taken the week off work to produce board game videos because that's what I do normally, but the difference is, I'm not being paid for any of these videos, and the other thing, the theme of the week, is getting around to playing a lot of games which I've been talking about wanting to play for years. I finished painting the miniatures for the core set of this in 2017, believe it or not. I was looking through my photos the other day, and I remember it was shortly after that that I said to Ian, you should come round one day and we should play BattleLore 2. And here we are, 6 years later.
So many years later.
We're finally doing it. I said to myself, I want to cover this on the channel at some point, but you know how it is? Time passes and you have so many things to do, but we're here, we're finally doing it. The builders are also here as well, so if you hear drilling and banging in the background, apologies, but there's nothing we can do about that. Right, we've chosen randomly which side we've got. I've got the red guys, which I think are baddies. I don't know.
You've got the monsters.
I've got the monsters, basically, and you've got the good guys. Both of us last played this game about 4 years ago, so we are going to be quite rough with the rules. But one of the things is, I said I've painted the base set. Vicky has also painted the dragon. The Great Dragon is a neutral unit, and I was just reading about how the neutral units work, because I've never used them before. And it basically says, neutral units do not belong to any faction. They can be mustered as part of any player's army. Included in this expansion are 3 lore cards, each marked with the Great Dragon icon. Before playing with neutral units, take the deployment cards for all neutral units. Well, that's this one, but maybe there were others available that I don't have. And combine them to form a draft pool. Done. There you go. We have a drafting pool of 1 card. At the start of the muster armies step of setup, players spend muster points to purchase the deployment cards of neutral units to include in their army. The first player starts by choosing one of the available neutral units to muster. If they do not wish to muster any neutral units or is unable to, they pass. Then the opponent chooses up to 2 neutral units. This really makes it sound like there were lots of neutral units included for this game. I vaguely remember there's another one.
Does he not say in the components?
Well, no, I mean available for other expansions.
Oh, right, yeah.
So the only neutral unit that I have is the Great Dragon.
Okay.
Every other, because I've got all of the main expansions for this game, and all of those, they are colour-coded. So if anybody knows, just check on BGG. How many neutral units are there available for this game? Because if there was like 5 or 6, this would make more sense.
No, absolutely.
But as it is, we have one. We have the Great Dragon. But basically, what would happen is the first player would get the choice to muster 1 if they wanted to. Then the other player would get 2. Then the first player would get 2, and you keep going like that. And the 3 lore cards are available to customize your deck. So you can, if whoever's got the dragon, can put the dragon cards in if they want to. They don't need to. I think we just basically flip a coin for it. I mean, I've got a very, very big coin here, but I don't really want to flip this.
You're the monsters, you know him.
He's not a monster.
He's friendly dragon.
Friendly dragon. Let's choose at random to see who gets the first opportunity to see whether they want the dragon or not. Right. Okay. I will take the dragon because Vicky painted the dragon, so I will use the dragon. Now the cost to buy the dragon, I think, is that. I think that is the number. So we need to build our armies.
Is it that? Let's spot every one of these.
No, I think these are free. This is the cost to play the card once you've got it. So, right. It's one of these rule books which teaches you how to play the game for the learning game, and then the full game at the back, but you need to then keep referring back and forth. So, place the game board in the middle of the table. Done. Choose faction. We've done that. Faction components. Create the supply. Create the command deck. This is the command deck. Create the lore decks and scenario decks. Okay, so we've not mustered armies yet. So create the lore decks and scenario decks. Each player takes the lore cards and scenario cards for their chosen faction. Well, that's what I was saying earlier on, is that because I've got the expansions, you can either use the lore cards from the base game or the lore cards from the expansion. I'm just going to use the one from the base game. only because I've not painted any of the ones from the expansion. So I have a feeling that these cards might be more suitable.
What's the difference?
So you'll see in the bottom right, there's an icon. If there is an icon in the bottom right, they're the ones from the expansion. So I just use the ones from the base game. Jim says Command and Colours is a tested system. It works well. Yes, this is based on the Command and Colours system that's also been used in Memoir 44 and various other games. I've never played Command and Colours. You?
I haven't played Command and Colours. I've played a lot of them for
You've played a lot of Memoir 44, haven't you? Right. So we've created the lore deck, scenario deck. So each player has a whole bunch of scenario cards, and you take the ones for you, and it says each player draws 3 scenario cards at random, which I've done, and put them here, and then you simultaneously reveal and resolve their chosen scenario. So we choose one, and then we simultaneously reveal it. Now, this scenario card is going to indicate how my half of the battle, I say my half of the battlefield, yeah, my half and half of the middle strip, and it's got a special rule, and it's got a victory condition on it. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. I'm going to have this one. Not really knowing.
Yeah, I would have chosen mine.
Okay.
I think just out of default.
Yep. So we reveal, and then we place the first player token. So the first player, see to the right. Where's the right? First player, see determine first player to the right. Oh, determine first player. Each scenario card has an initiative indicator containing both a letter and a number. The player who revealed the scenario card with the initiative letter that is alphabetically first.
What are the chances of that happening?
If both players reveal one with the same letter, then it's the one with the lowest number. We decide randomly. Oh, we'll go back to this again.
Good job in the car park.
Dolls.
Those are chances of that happening.
Right.
Brilliant.
Blue. So you're first player.
Oh,
So, I mean, yeah, technically you should have had the choice to purchase the dragon. So, we now, I mean, it doesn't say we set the board up now, or do we? Yes, we do. Resolve scenario cards. Each player has 7 unique scenario cards, more because we've got the expansion, contain an image of that player's half of the game board, depicting the location of various terrain tiles, terrain tokens, and banner markers. There are 18 hexes, which are shaded, and those are the ones where you can deploy your armies to start with. So we resolve the scenario text, determine first player, place terrain tiles and banner markers, and then place forwards. So special text on without a trace is friendly units, so this is my friendly units, that occupy hills or forests may commit, like the crown symbol, during combat to recover 1 health.
nice.
And in the victory point step, I gain 1 point if 2 or fewer friendly units occupy clear hexes. Okay, so I'm trying to get into the forest and the hills and stuff like that. Right, that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. Well, during setup, instead of placing a forward token, place a bridge token in any water X that is adjacent to a building X. VP step, gain 1 VP if a friendly unit occupies a hex containing a wooden bridge token.
Right.
So hold the bridge.
Yeah. Right, so we've done that. Determine first player, we've done that. Right, place terrain tiles and banner markers. So off we go. I'm going to throw some over here. Let's see what we've got.
Keep all the river ones because we've got a bit of Hughesy River.
No rivers on this side, so I'll give you the water pieces. I need hills and forests. What I need.
Keep following stuff on there.
What's there? 2, 3. One more. No, 2 more. It's my side done. And I've got a 1 victory point marker there. So that's a key location. You can score victory points for being on that location.
Forest next to that one. It's a bit irritating, to be fair. And the hill. One of those eyes. Heaps of water. Not water tiles.
No. That's your deployment area.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah. So that's it, I think, for the terrain tiles. Okay, right. Thank you very much, John.
Need a bridge.
Well, now, starting with the first player, which is you, each player places 1 forward token on the game board on any water hex shown on their scenario card that doesn't already contain a ford or a bridge. Except for you, you play a bridge.
Play a bridge.
And I don't, because I don't have any water tile. I don't have any river tiles on my half of the board, so I don't place one. Right. So we need to read what all of this different terrain does. So let's have a look at what we've got. First of all, hills. Right, hills are blocking terrain for when we get to determine line of sight. Units occupying hills ignore all units when tracing line of sight. However, blocking terrain still blocks line of sight for units occupying hill hexes. Okay, blocking terrain still blocks line of sight for units occupying. Okay, right.
Yeah, so you
ignore all the units.
You can't fire over
over other hills. Unstuffy. Forest is also blocking terrain, and when a unit moves into a forest, it must immediately end its movement. And in combat, a unit occupying a forest hex rolls a maximum of 2 dice when attacking, and additionally, a unit rolls a maximum of 2 dice before modifiers when attacking a target unit that occupies a forest hex. So limits your attacking and people attacking you to 2 dice. Buildings are blocking terrain. When a unit moves into a building, it must end its movement, and a unit occupying a building may ignore 1 damage each combat. So very defensible. We don't have any command turns. Water is impassable terrain. Units cannot move into or occupy water hexes that do not contain fords or bridges. We have a bridge, which says units can move into a water hex that contains a bridge token. So effectively, that is just a land hex.
Yep.
Right. That's the terrain done. Now we muster armies. So we use our deployment cards, which is the little cards, I believe, to buy our army. We take 11 decoy deployment cards, and then you simultaneously build your armies using your deployment cards. So each deployment card has a muster value, which is the number of muster points. Each army can contain a total of 50, but it must contain exactly 18 deployment cards, which is a combination of units, terrain, and decoys. So you don't need to use all of them. Basically, build your army and then make it up to 18 cards with the decoys, I think.
Thanks.
If we had command tents, it would be something else. Right, so this dragon that I'm having, that dragon is 10. And then I've basically got another 40 to spend.
I'm just using the card.
Oh, you're just using the card. Right, that's fine. That's fine. I can't because I'm using the dragon.
Because lazy. See why I wanted you to have the dragon?
Right, okay.
It's going to involve effort.
I mean, yeah.
So you've got 3 of those.
And I think if you were experienced at the game and understood it more, you might realise that certain units might be better in certain locations. Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, and I've got to have that because I've just painted that. So I'm not going to have that. I'm going to have that. And although I do have all of the figures from the expansions, including the alternative faction, I can't use unpainted miniatures. So we're only using the miniatures that are painted today. Right, 10, 18.
Oh, so basically, you're going to fill all of these shaded areas.
You will, yeah. Every one of those will have a card in it, but some of those cards might be decoys.
This is movement, strength, and health.
Yeah, I think so.
Range, 1 to 4.
Yeah. So, 30. Wow. 10, 20, 28, 40, 50. Right, I've spent 50 points.
What's the significance of these?
1 point, I think, at the end of your turn if you're on it. Right. My 18 cards. Right. Then each player places their 18 deployment cards on the game board face down in each of the 18 hexes shown on their sheet. You can place each of your deployment cards at any of your deployment hexes, but you must place deployment cards with terrain on deployment hexes that don't contain terrain. Yeah, so if I had like a command tent or something like that, it can't go where there is already terrain.
We don't have those.
No. And for any that you don't, any points that you don't spend, you get lore tokens to a maximum of 5.
Do you say there was a negative effect for being in towns?
No, there's a positive effect. Moving into town ends your movement.
Yeah.
But once you're in a town,
defensive.
they work like the, what is it in Memoir 44 that means you take one
It's
damage?
just
Towns?
Yeah.
I thought there was
there's also
encampments or
there's also
embankments.
sandbags
Sandbags and stuff like that. Yeah. Where are the lore tokens then? Not seeing them. Ah, there they are. Lore tokens. Well, we've both spent all of our 50 points, which means no lore tokens for us. Okay, so. Dragon, presumably the dragon can fly. Right. Done. Reveal deployment cards. So we simultaneously reveal them. And then we take off all of the decoys. And
So we meant to be paying attention.
I don't know. I mean, we know where you're going. I guess, yeah. I can see why it's done like that. So yeah, take off all the decoys and anything that isn't a decoy, replace it with the appropriate pieces. Right. So we have the dragon. The Doombringer. I'm going to switch to the other camera just while we're setting this up. Yeah, I've gone heavy on the archers. Could have gone more. Oh, I am up. The cavalry's arrived. A lot of them.
It may or may not be a clever thing. So we'll see.
4, 8, 12.
I love these games, but I suffer from too much charge.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 20, 30, 38. 12. Yeah, and ones. Right. Okay. So line up my units at the back. So these are going to be off camera for people, but we are going to have our cards here. So let's go through what we've got. Should we start with this? Start with the simple ones. The Blood Harvesters. These guys with scythes. They move 2. They've got an attack value of 3 and a health of 3. I think their attack value doesn't diminish. That's one of the quirks with this game, isn't it? You can kill 2 of the things and they still attack with a strength of 3, but they've got 3 health, and every time you deal the damage they're going to disappear. They have 2 abilities. They've got rage, so they add 1 die to each combat for each unit missing from the figure. So as you kill them, they actually get stronger. Yeah. 1 die to each combat roll performed by this unit for each figure missing from the unit. So if you kill 1 of them, that means they're attacking with 5 dice. I always meant to buy a second set of dice for this game and never did. So I think that's right. My archers. So I've got some archers here, here, and here. These move 2, attack 2, with a range of 1 to 4, and they've got 3 health. They have Viper's Bite. So if I roll a special die, then you become poisoned. Poison the target unit. Each magic result produced during a combat roll against a poisoned unit may be committed to cause 1 damage. Okay, so there are special tokens, I guess, for when you get poisoned. And if the unit is poisoned, then on future rolls, that can be used to deal it a damage. And you can use 2 lore to remove the poison from a unit.
Okay.
So I don't know which the poison token is, but it'll be one of these, and we'll find it. We'll find it in a minute.
How do we gain lore? Is that off the
I think you get it. I think you get some every turn, but I think when you get that, I think you get it as well. Right, my Doombringer, the big nasty beetle thing, which is over here. It moves at 3. It's got 3 attack. It's got 5 health, but it's got a little blood drop symbol above it, which I think means you have to track its health with little tokens. It has various abilities. It can burrow. So during your move step, this unit ignores the movement restrictions of hexes that it moves into. Because it's burrowing underneath, I guess. It's got immobilize non-legend enemy units that are adjacent to this unit cannot move during your opponent's move step. So I don't know what you've got that's a legend.
I have no legends.
Right, okay.
I've
So
just got good old basic grunts.
if you're adjacent to that, you can't move. It's also got Devour, so there's a special result that, yeah, it causes a damage. The Flesh Ripper Brute, I've got 3 of them. They're here, hiding behind the dragon. They move 3, they've got an attack of 3, they've got 3 health. They cause special damage on that, and they've got Pursue 2. So instead of advancing, they've got a better advance, basically.
Okay.
An advance, I think, is when you wound a unit and it retreats, you can follow up. These can move up to 2 hexes and perform 1 additional attack. And they count as cavalry. I've got these 3 here that are obscenes. Very, very fat things. They move 1, but they've got 4 attack, 3 health. They have ferocity, so during your opponent's attack step, if this unit would be forced to retreat, it can counter before it retreats. And it's got craving. During your move step, this unit may move an additional 1 hex as long as it ends this additional movement adjacent to an enemy. So it's move 1 normally, but it can move 2 if it gets adjacent. And finally, the Big Dragon. The Big Dragon is got 3 movement, is flying. So non-flying melee units roll 1 fewer die during combat rolls against this unit. And this unit ignores combat and movement restrictions of hexes that it moves into or occupies. It's got Flame Breath if I roll a double sword. And it's mighty. Each time you perform a combat roll with this unit, you may re-roll one of those crowns once. Right. That's all of mine. What have you got then?
Right, so we've got the Riverwatch Riders. Vigilance, so enemy units cannot counter this unit's attacks. Flanking, add 1 die to each combat roll performed by other friendly units against enemy units adjacent to this unit.
So not just other cavalry ones, but other anything.
Yeah. Flanking can add a maximum of 1 die per combat roll.
Okay.
So it doesn't stack. The Yeoman Archers, their movement is 4, strength 2, life 3.
Movement 4?
Yeah.
Range 4.
Horses.
Oh, sorry, those ones.
Movement 2.
Sorry, those ones.
Yeah, the Archers are move 2, range 1 to 4, 2 strength 2 attack, health 3.
Mm-hmm.
If the unit did not move during the move step, it may perform 1 additional attack.
I remember them. Yeah.
And then the Citadel Guard.
These guys?
Soldiers. Superior tactics. So the crossed swords will cause 1 retreat. That's that one. For the benefit of the cameras. And pursue 1. Instead of using advance, this unit may move 1 hex and perform 1 additional attack.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, so no rune golems, no flying eagle thing.
No.
Yeah, I've gone with 6 different things.
I think the base cards were such that they got unavailable units on them. So in order to keep it simple for my feeble brain, I figured I'd just go with what's on the card.
We can now customize our lore decks, and basically, because I've got the dragon, I could put these 3 in there if I wanted to, but I'd have to take 3 out. So I might take. I might put that one in. I'll just take 1 out. Oh, in fact, I might take some more out because some of the you might want to have a look through because if some of those cards refer to rune golems, and you've got no rune golems, you might want to take it out. Take out that one. Oh, I'm definitely taking that one out because that refers to that thing.
Yeah.
Taken 3 out, and I've added 3 in. This game needs a 3rd edition, says Brady, with a new theme. Yeah, unfortunately, I think this game has. Yeah, I mean, Fantasy Flight games have changed. They don't do what they used to do now, and part of me doesn't want them to do a 3rd edition. Because what they'll do is they'll do all new miniatures and all do different things, and it's like, yeah. I never played 1st edition. You've got 1st edition.
I've got 1st edition. It's all dwarves and goblins.
But is it the same system, or I don't know?
I honestly can't remember.
Right.
I don't think I ever got to play it more than once.
Right.
And the magic system confused me.
Right. Okay.
Which is normal for any game, to be fair.
So Ian says he had BattleLore 1st edition, and assumes 2nd edition is using Fantasy Flight Games retheme, which is tearing off. Yes. Yeah. So was 1st edition Fantasy Flight Games? It probably was.
I couldn't tell you.
But then they made tearing off their world for everything.
I know it's got base human units, and the expansions introduced dwarves, goblins, and various other bits and pieces. I've got a couple of blisters with monsters in, which are still in the blisters. That's how often I played it.
Right.
But yeah, it's a game that I think I loved, and then I found M44, which was more popular.
Yeah.
So I ended up playing that instead.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants 1st edition BattleLore, give me a shout.
Let Ian know.
Got to make some space.
Right, so lore tokens, place units and terrain. Yeah, okay, yeah, we've done that. For example. Right, and then we play. Okay, so the full setup rules at the back of the rule book are everything that we've just been through. So let's have a quick refresher of how the game plays. So we play in a series of turns. The active player is the player currently taking their turn. And I think you were the start player. You've got 2 phases. You've got the main phase and the upkeep phase. After the active player completes their turn, the opponent becomes the new active player and they begin the turn. Turns alternate in this manner until one player has won the game. Aren't we supposed to have got some cards? Choose faction. Draw starting command cards. So we draw 4 command cards from the command deck. Do we also draw some of our own lore cards? I would have thought we did. Create lore decks, 2 separate decks. Right. 6 command cards and 3 lore cards.
6.
So you want 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 of these.
Right.
And then
these cost to play.
Yeah, both players secretly and simultaneously choose 2 of their command cards and 1 of their lore cards and puts it on the bottom of the appropriate deck. So.
Okay.
So I'm going to put that 1 to the bottom of there. that one to the bottom of the deck. And that one to the bottom of the deck. Got it?
Go on.
There you go. So you should have 4 command cards and 2 lore
No,
cards.
I've cheated.
You got 1 more.
2. Sorry, did I throw those away in the wrong order?
You should have put 2 on the bottom of that deck and 1 on the bottom of that deck. So you do it the other way around.
Yeah. Not very much.
So we should have 4 command cards and 2 lore cards. We are ready to play. So what happens is, go back to that. So the main phase is you play a command card from your hand, read the text aloud, and place it face up on the discard pile. So we can put that there. Will it fit? Yeah, it'll fit. Right. Then you order your units, and we're using little meeples to indicate which units that you've given orders to that turn. And then each ordered unit may move during the move step and attack during the attack step. So then the move step, you may move each ordered unit, move up to a number of hexes indicated by its movement symbol. So you do all of your movements. Then there's the attack step where you do all of your attacks. Then in the upkeep phase, you score victory points. So for each hex containing a banner that is occupied by a friendly unit, you get the points printed on it. And you also get the special points printed on your card, if any, if you manage to achieve that. That happens in the victory point step. Then in the draw step, you get a new command card. And then in the lore step, is skipped in the introductory game. In the lore step, here we go. You either gain 2 lore, or gain 1 lore and draw a card, or draw 2 cards, discard 1 from your hand, which could have been one that you just drew. Yeah. And we'll say that discards, if we say that discards are face up actually, because when then you get to it, you then reshuffle.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Although, yeah. Or was it just, no. Yeah, we'll say that, but that one is the one that you discarded in setup is actually not discarded. It's just placed on the deck. Right. You can't have more than 4 lore cards in hand. And yeah, lore cards represent powerful actions. To use one, you spend the lore tokens indicated in the top left. You read it out, you resolve its effect, and then you discard it.
Okay.
So effectively, you gain 2 lore at the end of each lore step. But yeah, I think you're right. I think in combat, if you roll that, I think that was gaining real magic.
Have we got lore token?
We have lore tokens here.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we've got lore tokens there. We've got victory point tokens. Do you want to keep the victory point tokens over there? And to win, if you've got 16 or more points and more than your opponent, you win. And it happens immediately. Oh, sorry. Alternatively, a player wins the game if all of his opponents have been eliminated, which happens immediately. Okay.
Right then.
That's it. We're good to go. Eon is saying, first edition was purely scenario based. Unit quality was determined by flag colour, and you got victory points based on unit kills. Yeah, one of the reasons why I like this game is that you don't get points for killing your opponent. You get points for trying to achieve the scenario conditions printed on there. Although, do you get a point for eliminating an opponent? Maybe you do, maybe you don't.
It would make sense if you did. It would be in line with...
Because it's kind of part of it, isn't it?
It would be in line with M44, but then you haven't got these other point scoring things.
Yeah. So... line of sight, you need line of sight to units. Damage. If it's eliminated, it's removed from the game. I'm not seeing anything that says...
Broken the steam train.
Yeah. I'm not seeing anything that says you gain a victory point if you defeat an opponent. So I don't think that's a rule.
It would make sense given that you've got
You've got ways.
VPs on the board.
Yeah.
So I mean, M44 does have VPs on the board, but they're not cumulative.
Right. It's just if you are occupying
If
it,
you
you
occupy
get
it,
the
you
got
get,
that
you get the
point.
medal, yeah.
Right, yeah. Okay then. So off you go. Play a command
So
card.
we've got no resources to play the lore cards to start.
I don't think we start with any lore.
No,
No.
that's fine.
Unless you didn't spend your 50 points.
That makes sense because one of these cards has 2 lore as part of its setup. If I'd gone
Right, because it's only 48 points and
yeah,
2
so
lore.
if I'd gone with a rock warrior instead of
Yeah.
some of the other units, then right then, let's start with this one. Or the 3 units that are not. Presume
Which, yeah.
means that they've lost units.
I think they're down to 1. Yeah. No, oh no. Yeah, a unit that has been reduced to 1 figure is weak. And a weak unit, those don't do anything.
Okay. Or he's weaker condition.
No. It's just when there's 1 left.
Okay, well, we'll order those 3 then.
Okay. And then you move with each of those.
So 4 over here. To the ridge. Sits on the ridge.
I'll probably send that with it. Because it's those ones that are going to then be doing the attacking.
Yep.
You may use each ordered unit to perform 1 attack against 1 target unit. So,
Okay, we'll start with the archers. They've got a range of 4. We'll go over there. The archers have 2 dice. I'm reading that correctly.
combat value. See combat in page 8. I think it is that. Declare the attack. Count the range. Line of sight. Well, yeah, they've definitely got line of sight. But line of sight is blocked by another unit or a hex of blocking terrain. So other units do block line of sight.
That's why I have to move that.
Then combat value, roll that number of dice, and then apply the results. So so that's lore. So you basically gain a lore. There you go. Have some magic. And then the other one is a flag, which is morale. For each flag rolled, the target unit must retreat 1 hex. Well, that's going to be handy.
That's going to be
Yay.
not useful to me.
See retreats on page 10. When retreating, the target unit must move 1 hex in the direction directly opposite the attacking unit. Boo! Boo!
In 44, you can hide.
You could choose where to go, couldn't you? Yeah. So 1 hex in the direction directly opposite from the attacking unit. If a unit is forced to retreat off the game board or into a hex containing impassable terrain or enemy units, then it takes damage instead for each unresolved retreat symbol. If a unit is supported, if it would be forced to retreat into a hex occupied by a friendly unit. So if it's supported, it ignores all retreats.
Okay.
And then after a unit is attacked, if that unit is not eliminated and it is adjacent to the attacking unit, it may counter. Which I can't. And then after an attack eliminates an adjacent target unit, you could advance into its hex. Okay? So
Yeah,
I
so-
ran away foolishly into a position
into the
where the
path.
cavalry can still attack me.
So 2 attacks from the cavalry.
Mm-hmm.
2 hits.
Yep, swords work unless they are weak units. So basically, two archers are dead. All done.
Yeah, they've got no target.
Victory point step. You get a victory point. Oh. 2 victory points. Is that a victory point?
The bridge is a victory.
Oh, for you.
The friendly unit occupies a hex containing a wooden bridge token.
Right. Okay. Have 2 victory points then. That's those counters there. And if you pop them, I'm thinking pop them somewhere where we can see them. Yeah. So we don't need those. So they could go here, with your lore could go there. That works. Right.
I can't do shenanigans with people.
So
So do I draw it?
yeah, next it's the upkeep where I think you just draw 1 new command card.
Is it always one?
It's always one of those.
Of course,
You play one, you
you
draw one.
play one.
And then you have your lore step. So you can either have 2 lore, 1 lore and draw a new card, or draw 2 cards, but then discard one.
I'll take 2 lore.
2 lore. I think we're off to go. Right. I go. What are we going to do? Well, I get a victory point if 2 or fewer friendly units are in the clear.
Right.
So at the start of the game, that's not going to be very much for me. I need to get into hexes that are not clear.
Well, that's why I thought this was quite an easy one.
Yeah.
Because it's place a bridge token in any water hex that's adjacent to a building.
Yeah.
Well, that's as close I can get
Just
to
put it there.
to my side.
Right, I'm going to play attack centre. So I'm ordering 3 units in the centre, which is going to be the dragon. Because why not? And we are going to order these, what they're called, obscenes. Now, when you move into a forest, you have to end your movement, don't you?
Yes.
Not ideal. Not ideal. What about these? These move 3. Okay, I think I'm going to order these to move as well. So that's my order step done. Now the dragon. Everything's out of range, but it's flying. So this unit ignores combat and movement restrictions of hexes that it moves into or occupies. So literally, the dragon could just fly to here because it's actually flying.
Okay.
I think it might get shot at by the archers. Look,
it
the buildings are blocking terrain, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. These are going to move into here, and they can't move again because their movement is only 1, unless they were to move again next to something. And these are going to move 3, so 1, 2, 3. Right. Unfortunately, though, I don't think I'm doing any attacks. Yeah, I'm not doing any attacks. That's a bit disappointing. Because I've not got any law, so I can't play any of these cards. So I gain a victory point for occupying their hills.
Yep.
So I have 1 point, please. And I will also have 2 law. 1 point, 2 law. I'll draw a new card. Right, that's me done. Okay. Forests and buildings both end movement when you move in. Yes. Thomas is saying, hold up, I think the retreat was into a hex directly opposite from where the attack was launched from. It was. So the attack came from here, and it was being attacked from here. So they retreated directly away from the archers. The cavalry didn't do anything. Oh, no, sorry, the cavalry actually caused the damage. Yeah, the archers were the ones that caused the retreat, and it was the cavalry that did the damage.
But there was no retreat.
There was no retreat from the cavalry. Yeah. Hi, Paul. Thank you for popping in. Right then, over to you. Keep pointing out any rules, things, because we might get some wrong. I say might.
It's
absolutely definite. I don't think I've ever done a playthrough where there hasn't been a play mistake.
Right. So what are the line of sight rules?
The line of sight rules are
they different from...
You draw an imaginary line from the centre of the attacking unit's hex to the centre of the target unit's hex. If it crosses any hex that is occupied by another unit or blocking terrain, which is hills, forests and buildings, then its line of sight is blocked.
Okay.
So, for example, those archers can hit the dragon.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
But those archers cannot.
No.
But he's flying, and it says non-flying units roll 1 fewer die in combat against this unit. So
makes sense.
Yeah. Hi Matt, thank you for popping in. And James is joining us as well. Hope you're feeling a bit better today, James. While Ian's thinking, let's have a look around the battlefield, see what's going on.
go with this one.
All my units here, just on the other side of the forest. And all of those units there. So, yeah. And over here, you have all these cavalry. Look at all these cavalry. In. Don't like them. Too many of them.
But they're pretty.
They are pretty.
Right, we're going to go Dark in the Skies.
Okay.
So I ordered 3 archer units. That one, and during your attack step, each ordered archer unit that did not move during your move step may perform 1 additional attack.
So that's in addition to the 1 additional attack that your archers can do when they're not moving.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be a bit wasted. I just want to move these archers because I have to move those to get the attack on the dragon. To move them into range to get the attack on your archers.
We can probably place on you if you want. That way we'll remember whose turn it is.
Okay.
When we both have a memory.
Very bad losing it. Right then, so only 1 shot against the dragon.
Yeah, the dragon wanted to swim. Yes, he did. And it's 1 because it's normally 2, but I'm flying.
Yeah.
Right, the crown result is heroic, which has no inherent ability unless it says otherwise on the actual card.
No, I wouldn't much rather have had hits. But beggars can't be choosers. Can I attack if I've moved into attack?
You can? Yeah, it's just your movement stops.
Okay. Only because it's in M44 you can't.
Right.
So I'm going to keep referring to
Yeah,
M44.
let's just double check. When a unit moves into a building, it must immediately end its movement. And if you're in a building, you can ignore 1 damage each combat. Yeah.
Right, okay.
So they rush into the pub and they force the dragon to run away. So the dragon is scared of all of these arrows. This was from here, wasn't it? And flies to here.
I hope so too. They're good at creating panic, aren't they?
Yeah.
So 2 onto that.
And all of these units moved, didn't they? Oh no, they haven't.
They
moved.
haven't.
So they're going to get 3 attacks.
I
Except,
should have rolled 2 more dice for them. Then.
have they attacked?
No, I went with them.
You went with them first.
Stupid.
Should have gone with them first.
Yeah. Oh well. Choices. Never mind.
So that is Pierce. If the attack was ranged, target suffers 1 damage.
Yeah.
And you gain a law from the other one. Have a law. One of the archers is dead.
We'll put that down to 4 planning error.
Yeah, because if you had attacked with that one first,
Yeah.
and it had retreated to here,
which would have still been.
and you'd have still been able to hit it.
No. Never mind. It is what it is.
Right. Command step. So draw a new command card. And, well, upkeep. You get a point. 2 points. I mean, the pressure's on now. Because if you get to 16, which you will, and you've got more than me, you win.
Yeah, I've got to draw you on.
Yeah. You're getting 2 a turn, I'm getting 1 a turn. Seems really difficult. I mean, friendly units that occupy a hill or a forest. Okay, so I need to be in hills and forest.
So what's your bonus for being in hills and forest?
If I'm in hills and forest and I attack and I roll the crown, I can heal 1.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I just need to get into hills and forest. Yeah. And then your law step. Do you want 2 law? Or do you want a law and a card? What do you want?
I'll take the law.
Okay. So 5, 3. Right. I go. I'm going to play attack center again. But this time, I might be able to do something. So the dragon, obvs. We'll have these guys. And how do these move? They only move 2. These only move 2. Hills are blocking terrain.
Yeah, but you want to be in hills, don't you?
I want to be in hills, yeah. So I could move into here so that I'm just in the hills. But I try to move the archers if I can. No, I'm going to move these. We're gonna leave there. That seems foolish.
But if they're your heavy hitters.
Well, the problem is I'll be moving into forest. I can't move anymore. So.
They only move 1 space anyway.
Well, 1 space unless the second one moves next to an enemy.
I mean, okay, if you want to push those forwards to attack here.
But I think the forest rules will break that rule.
Or if you want to move those and bin.
Yeah, no, they're coming out. I think I'll move. The hills are in the wrong place. Can we move the hills? So
I'd just like to point out that you chose that card.
I did choose a card. Choices were made. Bad choices. Right, okay, I'm going to move the units. I'm going to move these ones and they're going to go into the hills. Then I'm going to move these ones and they're going to move into the forest where they stop their movement. Oh, so you don't have to stop moving when you go into the hills. No, it's just forest and...
So do the hills cost you extra movement?
Units occupying hills ignore... No, they don't.
Just ignore.
Yeah, they ignore units when tracing line of sight.
A quick peek.
Yeah. Right, now the dragon. Where's the dragon going to go? I think we know where the dragon's going to go. I think the dragon is going to go here. It's going to fly above that town. Right, so attacks. This one can't attack. This one can attack. And it's going to attack into here, which is not ideal. So attacking out of a forest, I only get 2 dice.
Yeah.
And you absorb 1 damage. Yeah. You may ignore 1 damage each combat. But I don't want damage. I want the flags to get you out. Okay, right. Well, what have we got here then? Nothing, because it's not arranged. And that is my heroic ability, which is Frenzy. Cause 1 damage and remove 1 figure from this unit after combat. Oh, brilliant. So I go into a frenzy. I do 1 damage, which is unfortunately protected
smack your head
by the pub, and then this is wounded. But this is now stronger.
Ironically,
The 2 people that are left are very angry. Right, so that's that one, and then the dragon. So the dragon's got 4 dice. It's going to try and eat the archers who are on the bridge.
Looks pretty good to me.
So the crossed swords is flame breath. Cause 1 damage to an enemy unit adjacent to the target unit. Oh, that's a shame. I should have read that first, shouldn't I? But anyway, it's 3 damage. Yeah.
So it's damage, and then that's additional 2.
That's additional 1 damage to something next door.
Okay, we'll let
Yeah. Okay. Right, that's the dragon done. Oh, hang on. I'm going to spend 2 lore. I'm going to play Overwhelming Power. Play after an enemy unit is eliminated while on your opponent's half of the game board. Gain 1 point.
Is that going to help?
And then I'll have another point for that. So if I could have 2 points, please.
Your first one, Phil?
Playing the card. Yeah. Killing somebody on your side of the board. I will then have a new one of those, and I will have 2 more lore. Right, you'll go. Would the hill close to the dragon be a better spot? Oh, okay. Right, so the dragon's flying above the town, breathing fire down everywhere.
Yeah, I think when they were talking about when you moved to here, that might have been better, but I think given where all my units are.
Yeah, I had a plan. Okay. Mm-hmm. So obviously, it's not a unit that has been reduced to one figure is weak. These aren't weak, are they? Because they're still one figure.
No,
I don't think they
you've
can
got,
ever
he's
be
got
weak.
six.
It's got 6 health.
Legends, so legends probably don't take any reductions. Would be my guess.
Yeah, some units only consist of one figure. Each time one of these units put a damage token on the board next to the unit, these are never weak. Yeah. Okay. Right then.
Dragon's a pain in the ass. Thing is,
Two in the centre.
which are these two? So he is going to move to that. And they're both going to attack. It's only one dice.
One dice. Yeah.
Would he get the benefit from the town because he's flying above it?
It
Or
says
just get the benefit from the...
they ignore all combat and movement restrictions. Now, there is a good question. It's not a...
Because potentially he couldn't be hitting me. Mind you, if he's flying, surely he's not protected by the town.
I would have thought so. Yeah, we'll say that he's not protected by the town because that doesn't seem to make any sense. But if anybody knows...
It would make no difference one or the other, would it? You'd get this, you'd still get a one dice bonus to defence.
Well, being in a town protects one damage.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if he's low enough to be protected by the walls of the town.
Yeah.
I don't mind either way.
Yeah.
I think attacking him is...
I mean, I did download the FAQ earlier on today.
It's going to be hard work.
Let's see what the FAQ says. Which was, I think, yeah. Yeah, errata and FAQ. Let's have a look for flying. Does plague land affect a flying unit? Okay. Yeah, not in there. So you take your turn. I'll Google it. See if we can get an answer.
Well, I'm going to be down on one dice. Okay, archers.
A unit with the flying ability does not apply the terrain effects of the hex that it occupies during combat. There you go. Yeah, because there is a reference book which I've not been looking. I've just been looking at the sort of cheat sheet. There is a reference book with the full information in. I probably should check that, but that's what it says.
Right.
Yeah, it's all here.
So the yeoman archers, are they two separate attacks?
What's that? If they don't move,
yeah,
they attack. Normal rules, and then they attack again.
Right, let's attack the dragon.
So that's these ones. Yeah. They're staying put, but they're using their double shot.
Law.
So you gain a law. Second one,
2 law.
gain law. There you go.
Do I use these? Right. I'm going to try and use the rune blade.
Oh, play after you declare the target of an attack. So which attack's this here?
Yeah.
So from there
2.
into here, you're spending 5.
So basically playing Yahtzee with 4 dice.
Okay. So after you've declared the target of an attack, so instead of doing the attack as normal, it doesn't say instead of doing the attack. Oh no, it does. There. Then use the die on the card as the results of your combat. Okay. Right.
So I just play Yahtzee with these.
Right. Okay.
I have to place 1 die out.
Roll 4 dice. Cannot be modified by terrain or modified. Place at least 1 die on this card, preserving the result. Right. I see. Yeah. Take that one out.
Oh.
Does it say at least 1 die? So you could place another one if you wanted.
I could.
But you're going to roll the remaining one.
I'm not getting anything off of those. I just need 2 hits.
Yeah.
Which isn't happening.
No.
I'll take the retreat just in case.
Mm-hmm. There you go. That's enough.
So we take 2 hits and we take the law.
Yeah. So normally attacking into forest, you would have been only able to use 2.
Yeah.
But the rune blade cuts through the trees because it said not modified by terrain or anything. I mean, it's a 5 power card. So
no, well,
good.
I think it was worth using.
yeah, it's good.
It might be a little early. Maybe I'd have been better off saving it for the dragon.
There you go.
And I can move into there.
Oh yeah, that whole thing. Where was that again? Advance, page 10. So after a unit is attacked, if that unit is not eliminated and adjacent to the attacking unit, well, I was eliminated, so you may advance. You move into the target unit's original hex. A unit cannot advance if it is resolving a counter. Okay, so if you attack me, I don't die, I attack you back, I kill you, you can't advance from a counter. Right.
I need a law for my thing. I actually go to.
I didn't, no.
So draw a card.
And then what do you want to do in the law step?
I'll do 1 and 1.
Okay, so 1 law and 1 card. Right.
The rune sword. What chance of
Okay, right. We need a change of plan. Although, this is quite good. In fact, this is... Ooh, yeah, it's very good. We're going to play wedge. So I'm going to order 1 on the left, which is going to be this one.
Yep.
Little archer on his own. We're going to order 2 in the middle, which is going to be the dragon. And it's going to be these archers. And then I'm going to order 1 on the right, which is going to be...
point for those.
Yes. And then it's going to be the Doombringer. Right. So, movement. I want to get on the hills. Can't get on the hills. The other guys are in the way. So, do we move? Yeah, I think we do. I think we move to here. We can still see you. Yeah. So that's them done. Then I'm going to move these. And they're going to go... I mean, I am tempted to go on the hills. Let's go on the hills. Okay. And then the Doombringer moves 3. And it's got the burrow and it's got immobilized. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3. So those 2 are now immobilized.
Thanks.
And is that... No, let's go there. Let's go there. Okay, right, attacks. I'll do this one first, because this is nice and easy. 2 dice. Against these cavalry. Well, it's a sword, which doesn't work because it's melee only. So swords don't work in melee, and it also wouldn't have worked because I'm weak.
Okay.
So you need that result. Did we do it wrong earlier? When your archers attacked me, did we count swords as damage? I don't think we did.
Did we?
No, because the archers caused me to retreat. They didn't do any damage. So the dragon's not taking any damage.
Yeah.
So if we did it wrong, it's too late. So yeah, swords are only damage in melee. Makes sense. But I did get that. So
Which potentially retreats them off the board.
yeah. So you have to retreat in the direction directly opposite the attacking unit, and if you can't, you take damage. Yeah, take damage. There you go.
That's an interesting difference.
What is that in Memoir 44?
You go back, you always retreat backwards.
You do it back to your own line, don't you? Yeah, this time it's directly away. So that's that done and attacked. These guys, they're going to shoot into here. Now, even though it's it's two dice.
-1 for the woods, isn't it?
No, maximum of 2 dice into woods. So the cross swords does nothing, but the heroic effect means that you are poisoned. So now I need to find the poison counters. The poison counters look like... it's those. Right, so these guys are poisoned, which means any time I'm attacking them, I can use a lore result to deal a damage.
Okay.
And you could spend 2 lore to remove it when you're activating that unit.
Okay.
And then we got the Doombringer. So the Doombringer is going to attack the 3 infantry on the hills. 3 dice. Aha, right. Well, the sword is 1 damage. The heroic ability is 1 damage if the target unit is infantry or cavalry, which it is. And that is a 1 lore. So I gain a lore, and I've eaten 2 of those.
I am going to use Wall of Steel.
Uh-oh. For 2 lore.
Right, so player to combat roll is performed against a friendly unit. Split the dice into 2 groups with any number of dice in each group. Your opponent chooses 1 group to.
Oh, okay. So before that happens.
So basically, I'll split them into 1 damage.
So
do you want 1 damage or 1 damage and a lore?
I'll have the damage and a lore. Right, okay. Did I take the lore?
I wasn't paying attention.
I'm not sure I did. If anybody wants to tell me in the chat, did I already take the lore? And that goes face up on the bottom of that deck. It's discarded. That makes quite a big difference now, actually. Right. Dragon. Sorry, I forgot to move the dragon. Can I move the dragon? I would have moved it.
Right.
I completely forgot that I activated it.
No, go on.
Where would I move it to?
It's on your friend again.
Let's move it to here. Yeah, send it right around the back. And we're going to attack with the dragon. I'm going to attack the cavalry. Yeah, the cavalry. Okay, so it's 3 damage and a lore. Yeah, 3 damage and a lore. Well, the cross swords, does that replace?
Well, this is what I said earlier. Is that in addition to, or is it?
The active player resolves the die results as follows. Let's just have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah, because normally it's the heroic symbol, which doesn't normally have any effect. So that is the question. Let's have a look at the dragon. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Dragon. Here we go. Let's see what it says. Need terrain, neutral markers, inferno markers, rules clarification. Yeah, that's not on there. Probably because it's there's a special dragon scenario as well. I like that. Okay, let's see what's in the basic rules. Unless anybody knows in the chat. Tell me the answer if you do
Yeah,
know.
it should be in the basic.
It should be in the basic
The
rules.
basic symbol. Because my Citadel guards have got superior tactics on crossword.
So it's not in that bit. Unit abilities. Each unit has one or more abilities. Some unit abilities are dice abilities, which are distinguished by having a die icon. A player can commit a die result produced during a combat to trigger an ability. If you do that, you do not resolve the normal effect of the result. That makes sense. So I could kill the cavalry completely, or I could have used that to deal 1 damage to something else. I'm just going to deal 3 damage to this. So they're all gone, and I gain a law for that. Right. Then my go is done, and I draw one of these, and I will take 2 law. And victory points. I get 1 for that. Perfect timing. Can I have 1 victory point, and I'll go and get the door. Saying again, new games are arriving all the time. But some of them I'm actually quite excited about.
Oh. Nice.
Not allowed to do any coverage for it until the end of July. I assume showing it on camera is allowed. Right.
I'm going to play one right.
So 2 on the right, 1 in the middle. I'm going to leave 1 town and go into a different one. Surrounding him.
Stay back there.
Okay.
It's quite simple like I did last time. Attack with this first. They are just going to get the 1 dice because they're attacking the flying dragon.
Yeah, 1 fewer dice. So the cavalry only get 2 dice in attack, but they've got a lot of mobility.
But they're fast.
Yeah.
And
they've got the flanking.
I'm in 2 minds whether just try and wipe your other units out.
Yeah.
And ignore the dragon, but the dragon's killing a unit a turn.
He is. So add 1 die to each combat roll performed by other friendly units against enemy units adjacent to this one. Right, okay. So this is going to get a bonus.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is going to get a bonus? Add 1 die to each combat performed by other friendly units against an enemy adjacent to this unit. Yeah, so these are going to get a bonus as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
In which case, we probably want to attack with them first. But then if they retreat,
It's managing the retreats, isn't it?
so we attack with that one first. That'll force him to retreat to there.
Well, yeah.
they will still be in range.
So cavalry attacking first. 1 die. It's a retreat. So yeah, the dragon runs away to there.
Why? You're not on a retreat.
I think it's only if they eliminate it. The advance is only if they eliminate.
Again, I'm going with.
I get to counter though. Or do I?
Depends
No.
on-
After a unit is attacked, which is now, if the unit is not eliminated and is adjacent to the attacking unit. Okay, so no, I ran away, so I can't counter.
But they can't follow up because that seems to be a
That's-
special thing.
That's only if you eliminate an adjacent target unit. Oh no, sorry,
Yours-
sorry. Or forces an adjacent target unit to move from its original hex during combat. Aha! There you go.
So you can follow.
Can follow.
And then they maintain their bonus.
They do. And they're not blocking line of sight. Nope, because there's a straight line. There you go. Nice.
Right. So now.
And yes,
archers.
James, that is the dilemma. That is the dilemma. The new games arriving all the time, and then games from 10 years ago that you want to play just because you want to play them.
So now the archers get an extra die because
normally
they're
2.
adjacent.
-1 from flying, but +1 for the flanking. So 2 dice. And I can't retreat.
This is the plan.
Oh no, I can. That way. Directly away from there. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I would say you get the choice if it's a split down the line.
Well, I don't know whether it is split down. Oh no, it is split down the line, isn't
It is
it?
split down.
It's definitely it's directly split down the line. Yeah. Let's see what it says in the rule reference of retreat. And there is a retreat. So, retreating. To resolve retreat, the unit must move 1 hex in the direction directly opposite. If the attacking unit is performing a ranged attack, the target unit must move in the direction directly opposite the hex edge that the line of sight is traced through.
Let's trace down the line.
Yeah. The retreating unit would be forced to retreat into an adjacent hex, but in front of the unit, it becomes supported. Cannot move off the board. Takes damage. Yeah, okay, so
I would suggest you can move into there.
I would have thought so. There is line of sight and hex edges. Hex edges. If it crosses any part of the line of sight is not blocked. Yeah. When it's traced along the edge of 1 or more hexes, the attacker shifts the line away from the hex edge. Right. So because that's there, which would be blocking, what you're having to do is you're having to actually go that way. So it's going into there, which means I retreat to there. Yeah, so the attack actually came in from that direction.
Which I didn't really want. Because now they don't get a bonus.
They don't get the bonus. But I would have done that. If it was down to choice, that's what I would have taken.
No, well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You read the
But what happens if that wasn't there?
Arguably, I suppose I could have chosen to attack it to the hex.
I'll see if that's in the FAQ. Might be, but the FAQ wasn't very long.
Let's do the other one. Takes damage.
That I definitely can't retreat that way. I take a damage. I'm just going to put it on this card. So I've taken 1 out of 6. Yeah, if anybody watching the video back later knows any ruling on retreats from ranged attacks that come directly along a line, then let us know. What have we done? Yeah, I'm not seeing it in the FAQ. So. Right. Was it a unit ability?
It's basically attacking. It's had a die to the attack roll.
From right, from the card.
From a ranged unit, yeah.
Okay, well, do you want to do it?
Yeah, if you're okay.
Yeah, just do it now. I've had my 1 undo.
So, it's just an extra die.
Right.
And I can re-roll each die once during that attack roll.
So we re-roll that one. It's another damage. 2 damage on the dragon. He's not very happy. Right, so upkeep, you gain 1 point.
Get 1 point.
The hills, you get a new command card. And what do you want to do in the lore step?
I'll have 1 and 1, since I
One and
don't
one.
have any lore cards at the moment.
Right. I'm going to play Surround, which is order 2 on the left and 2 on the right. So I will order this one and we'll order this one.
It's got to be that one.
I could have done this one, but I'll go with that one. And 2 on the right will be the Doombringer, obvious, and bring in those. Right, so the dragon, because he's flying, I could ignore combat and movement restrictions of hexes that I move to or occupy, so I can fly over. Guess, which is probably what I want to do. So 1, 2. Let's just go here. Now this one, I'm going to go into the hills. This one, I think might just stay there. Although I think the idea tactically is to sort of surround you so that you can't really retreat. Or you retreat this way, so we'll go round the hills. Or
Well, this is the difference
we'll
between
burrow under the hills.
M44.
Yeah.
The tactic is to get behind, stop the retreats, but when you're retreating away from the attack,
Yeah.
it's
And then the Flesh Ripper Brutes,
different game.
they can move 3. And we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Okay. Right, let's just have a think about this. Might change my mind on the dragon. Might move the dragon 1, 2, 3. Because I'm going to get points for not occupying clear hexes, and that is not a clear hex. So let's do some attacks. First one I'm going to do is didn't think so. Where is it? Center
Nice.
to center.
You just catching the edge of that one?
I think
You need it.
it's well. I'm just thinking about it mathematically. I think it's literally going across that point.
Just catching that one.
I think I can, but I was gonna go for them anyway. I'm gonna do the dragon first. Yeah, I'm gonna do the dragon first. So 4 dice. Yeah. Now I've got an ability that I can re-roll this once. Will. Yeah. It's a bit rubbish because I think you're supported.
I can't retreat to my own unit.
No. So a unit is supported if it would be forced to retreat into a hex occupied by a friendly unit. That was a really bad tactical decision for me to put that there. You ignore all retreats. So I deal 1 damage from that. And then you get to counter.
Yeah, happy
Yeah.
days.
Because you're not eliminated
Nice.
and you're adjacent to me, which means you can counter. No. Phew. Right. That's that one done. Next, we're going to do this archer. So this lone viper legion archer is going to roll 2 dice. And because I'm on hills, if I roll the helmet, I can recover 1 health. But we're going to go for these ones.
Yep.
It's a retreat. And a cross sword, which doesn't do anything. Right, that's them done. Next, I'm going to do the Flesh Ripper Brutes that are going to attack into this. Normally it's 3, but I'm attacking from forest. So it's reduced down to 2. I gain a law. It's a bit rubbish. Yeah, okay, that's them done. And then we've got the Doombringer, who is going to try and nibble on those infantry in their hills. Well, shouldn't complain about getting too much law. I gain 2 law, and I force you to retreat. So they go into here, and then I follow up. Throw, immobilize, devour. Yeah. Okay, happy with that. I think that went well.
Right.
So I gain 2 points. 1 for having control of this. Oh, do I get that as well? Oh, I think I get that as well. So I get 3 points. And I get the extra 1 because 2 or fewer friendly units occupy clear hexes. So I get 3 points. Yeah, I only have 1 unit in a clear hex.
No, fair enough.
Tide has shifted. And then I draw 1 of those. And I'm going to also take 1 of
You want
1.
to give me some of those back?
What's that? Some of what?
You.
I did. Yeah.
Right, sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
Choices.
That Doombringer is going to be hard to get off that hill.
Does he not do retreating?
He does. He's just
Because I seem to have to roll better.
You seem to roll on that. Yeah.
More retreats than hits. So.
Look over here. What's going on? Attacker decides line of retreat before rolling. Oh, okay. Right. If it's on the diagonal, then. Oh, sorry. If it's on the yeah. There you go. It's a bit dark actually. Just make that a bit better. There you go. Brighten it up a little bit. So yeah, that's what's currently going on over on the east side of the board.
Well. Let's try. 2 cavalry.
Cavalry charge. Add 1 die to each combat roll performed by friendly cavalry units. Okay, so onto the bridge. Charge in.
Massive retreat. And I get +1 die.
Yep.
2 dice.
3. Get the flanking bonus.
Indeed.
So it's 2 minus 1. +1 for the cavalry charge and +1 for the flanking bonus.
You have to get a retreat.
Which one first? Technically, doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter because the retreat.
Because you'll retreat one way or the other.
Yeah.
We'll start with this one.
Okay.
Absolutely useless. Oh, no, it's not. It's a law.
No abilities.
It's a law, but no hit. Not with them, no.
Okay.
It's the flank.
But
it's their ability.
I've just noticed they've got vigilant. So
You can't.
So I can't counter that attack.
No. And on that way.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Loads of hits this time. Yeah.
Right, 1.
2 retreats.
2 retreats, which is another 1. So there's 1 there and then another 1. So I've taken 4 damage out of 6.
So not too bad.
No.
Could have been better. with 6 dice, but I'll take it.
Dragon is very badly wounded. Okay. Points.
He's done a disproportionate amount of damage.
He has.
It's,
Well, he's worth 10 points. He was a fifth of mine.
so I'm just getting.
You get 1 point for the bridge. What do you want for lore?
I'll have one of each again.
One of each. Nope. And then you get a new command card. Right. I'm going to play. I could do that. I'm going to play attack center. So 3 units in the center. It's going to be that one. That one. And this one. And I'm going to move these to here. Yeah. Okay. Right, I'll do this one first. This one's going to shoot into there. So I've got 2 dice. So 1 damage in the pierce. Is that done? And I've got these ones shooting into there. So it's a maximum of 2 dice shooting into a forest, but they've only got 2 anyway. But they are poisoned. So I can use that to deal a damage because they're poisoned.
Okay.
Which I will. So that's that dead. And then 1 retreat. So it's... Yeah, it's that way, isn't it? Yeah. And then the Flesh Ripper Brutes are going to go for these ones. So that's 2 damage. And I gain a lore.
Which ones, sorry?
This one's.
They're not 3 damage.
No, I don't think.
Or is that just that just because they're special?
Not on those ones. That the cross swords is 1 damage no matter what, whereas the single sword is 1 damage unless they're weak.
Ah, right. Okay.
So it's still just 1 damage. Yeah, so 2. 1 for that, 1 for that. Yep. Right. That's it. So I will have 3 points again.
Yep.
So I can have another 5. There you go. Cool. And I will have 1 and 1. Or 1 card. Right. I think they should have done a counter. After a unit is attacked, if that unit is not eliminated and it's adjacent to the attacking unit, it can counter. Yeah. So they can counter.
Retreat and law.
Retreat doesn't happen, does it? No, retreat does happen, but you can't advance. Yeah, you cannot advance if resolving a counter. So you still get the retreat, but you can't advance from that retreat.
That's interesting.
Yeah, performing a counter is optional, and a counter cannot trigger an additional counter, otherwise will be here forever.
What's the mean?
2 on the left, 1 on the middle. There is more damage on the swords, yeah.
I need to move. So maximum of 2 dice.
Maximum of 2 dice attacking into or out of a forest, yeah. So 1 on law, they take damage. There we go, law.
They've got. No, they've only got 3. I thought they got more.
And counter. Unfortunately, I am going to counter attack. Oh, but it's a counter attack into a forest. So my 4 dice is reduced to 2. Oh, interesting. Yeah, if I'm forced to retreat, I get to counter before I retreat. Got that. I get a law. I'll throw some stones at you.
And now
Matt's popped in. He's asking, is it anything like BattleTech? So no, except it's fighting and it's on hexes. But other than that, there's no similarities.
okay, I'm going to attack that way.
Yeah. So 3 dice,
2 retreats.
2 damage. So 2 damage onto the Doombringer. He has 5 health. They do attack at 3, don't they? Yeah, they do. Yeah. And the retreat has to be to there. Which means they can advance. I get a... Oh, no, I don't get a counter. No.
And then 3 dice that way.
I was thinking you weren't going to be able to get the hill because your movement comes before the attack. But, of course, advancing.
And 1 hit, unfortunately.
1 hit, because it's not weak. No retreat. So, Doombringer has taken 3. It's mostly dead. That's an important turn for you.
It was. I had to get back into scoring some points.
2 points.
I'm still going to be behind.
1 for the bridge, 1 for the hill.
Yeah. I'm still 90 or 10. Those couple of 3 pointers made a massive difference.
Yeah.
And I'll take 2 cards, I think, from my.
So you take 2, but then you have to discard 1 from either your hand or one of the ones that you've drawn.
Okay, I'll do 1 on 1.
Yeah. That's 1. And there's your new command card. Right. I forgot to take a new command card. I'll take one now.
This one.
Oh, this one is rubbish. There is a rule that I forgot to mention. I don't think anybody would, but I actually didn't know this rule whatsoever until I was browsing the rulebook last night. I think you can always play a command card and just command any one unit.
Okay.
I would have never have done that, but I've just drawn a card which is almost useless to me. So I think that is a rule. Okay, so that's no good. That's no good. That is good. And I also thinking, remembering now, tactically, you want to leave things on this border
Oh,
because
yeah.
then they count as
both. Yeah, no,
both
absolutely.
actions.
Can I remove my
Yeah.
bit retro? remove
Yeah,
my
2
poison-
law.
poison.
When you activate that unit, you can spend 2 law to remove the poison. Yeah. Right, so. Oh, you're not going to like this. I'm going to play attack right. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So they're the ones I'm going to order.
Yep.
Then I'm going to spend 9 law to make a dark pact. Uh-oh, he's looking at his cards.
I'm going to counter your law.
No.
Discard your law card. No playing its cost.
Oh, so I get the money. I get the money
You get
back.
money back. I'm not taking a 9-point card. You can
Do you know what it would have done?
go on.
It would have healed the dragon to the max, and I could have ordered it this turn.
Yeah, well, that's not. By the way,
Oh, what? Can I play a different one or not? I probably can. Yeah.
I don't know if that's your.
Yeah, because that's that cancelled.
But is that your action?
No, because all of the other ones play.
Or can you pay as many?
They play
as
at
many,
different points.
Play as
Yeah.
many law cards as you like.
That one was played during your order step. So, yeah, they're all played at different points.
Well, is there a limit on playing them?
I don't think there is.
In which case, it matters not.
Well, except I don't have that. Ooh, right. Okay.
You've still got shed load of.
It's fine. You needed that because if I'd have healed this,
I did wonder why you. I was just surrendered. To be honest.
I quit. Right, we
I've
are.
worked so hard to damage that dragon. and
Yeah.
that's
So
it.
I'm not going to move these because they're on the hill.
No.
I'm not going to move that. Do I want to move that? At the moment, it's stopping those two moving, but that's not really a problem.
Your only problem is you're on the edge of the board,
That is true.
so retreats counts damage.
That is true. So let's move to here. Oh, I can burrow. So I ignore movement restrictions of hexes that I move into. So does that mean I can move underneath other units? See what burrow says in here.
If it says ignore,
Well, ignore movement restrictions. It's not in here.
well, movement restriction is moving into a opponent.
Yeah, I guess so. So I could
As long as you can complete.
burrow and come up there.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, do that. Do I want to move these? I think I do. Yeah. Hill's good. It's Hill's recover. Right, we are going to do the attack here first. So again, it's normally 4 dice, but it's reduced to 2. Okay. It's a retreat. So yeah. And do I want to follow up? I do not want to follow up. Oh, I want to stay here and I've got that. Which means I heal. Knew there was a good reason for being there. So that's that one done. Next, we're going to do this one, and we're going to fire some arrows over there. So 2 dice from the hills at the infantry. It's a flag.
Okay.
Yeah, so, okay, they can retreat. They can't move during your move step.
Oh, 'cause this.
Because of that, yeah. So that's them done. And then these ones are going to attack the ones on the hill, which is 3 dice. So it's 1 damage, it's a retreat, and it's a law. And then I will advance. And that's it. So I get 3 points again.
I should have attacked you last time.
With
I've got Pursue on my Citadel Guards.
oh
That'll teach me to read my cards. Never mind.
oh, so when they
I could have
follow up, they
potentially-
get an attack.
I could have potentially eliminated.
Right, so good job we're having another game after this one.
It's a big problem I have when I'm playing M44. Actually, it's keep
Remembering the little
remembering
things.
special units.
Yeah.
That's why I like to play online because it reminds you.
Yeah. Can I have 3 points, please? I'll have a new command card. Cool. And I will have. I'm going to have 1-1. Right.
Well,
Your go.
what are you on? You're on
13.
I don't think.
So if I get 3 next turn.
I don't think I can try and shift it, but I don't think I can do enough to stop you scoring over 2 rounds.
Yeah, because if you get rid of that one and take the bridge, you're then getting 2.
But I'm not. I can't.
But it's
It's
that
that
as well.
one.
You need to get that one.
It's that one because you're still scoring 2 points while you're not in the clear. Or I can, if I can dislodge both of those, that'll work.
Yeah.
But right now,
And I think that's the other advantage with me taking fewer units overall, is that I don't get the points if I have.
certainly for those.
Yeah, if I have 3 in clear hexes, I don't get it. So by going with, a couple of the bigger units. Oh, apparently, according to Ian, you may use 1 lore card per turn. I didn't realise that. Okay, it's a good job I didn't use another one that turn then.
I would have declared the game null and void.
Yeah.
Immediately. Any shenanigans at this point?
Where does it say that? Lore cards. Each lore card contains text, yeah. To use a lore card, you can use 1 lore card per turn. Both players play a lore card with the same timing. The active player goes first. Right, so 1 per turn. But now it's your turn. So I could play a lore card. When's your command step?
Now I think he's playing this. You're playing the cards.
Yeah, command step is playing a card. Before you choose which units to order. So after you've played a command card, I'm going to do something. No idea what it does, but it looks fun.
I don't think. Let's try and focus on this. Right. Here we go, patrol left.
Okay, I'm going to play Summon Swarm. So, play after your opponent's command step. Place 3 swarm tokens on the game board, each in an unoccupied hex within 2 hexes of a friendly unit. Treat each hex containing a swarm token as blocking terrain. And when a unit moves into a hex containing a swarm token, it must end its movement. And I roll 2 dice for each cross swords or swords. The unit suffers 1 damage, and then remove the swarm token from the board. So I'm playing it just because it's fun. But let's... A swarm there and a swarm there. So that's blocking terrain, so the archers can't shoot it.
Done.
I've got 1 more. An unoccupied hex. So let's put it there. Okay.
Can they be anywhere?
Within 2 of 1 of my units.
Okay.
So
they stay.
they stay. It's blocking terrain. They stay until something moves in it. When a unit moves into a hex containing a swarm token, it must end its movement. You roll 2 dice for each 1 or 1 or 1. So yeah, until somebody moves in it, it's going to stay. Right.
Okay then.
Matt is asking, does it come with pre-painted minis? Definitely not. No, I spent a year and a half painting these, I think, or maybe 2 years. A long time. Not many games come with pre-painted minis.
What's a penalty for going into a swarm?
I roll 2 dice, and any swords deals a damage.
And that's including your unit. It's not affected by it.
No, it doesn't say that. It just says when a unit moves into a hex containing a swarm token. Oh, so you're going to push me back into my own swarm. Good,
Which,
that's good.
which is incredibly amusing if it
Yeah.
happens.
Clever play. I
So
hadn't considered that.
Attack with that one first.
Right.
2 hits.
Don't matter. Dead.
And a law. Oh, law, not cheat.
Doombringer is dead. Got 5 health.
Move in. The other one is irrelevant. Score 2 points.
Have 2 points. And then have some more cards.
Gain 3 law. 0 point.
So when you're playing that, play it after an enemy unit
Is it
limited. You've not played a lore card this turn, have you? No. Right, okay.
Since it's a 3v1.
3 lore.
Seems
Is
stupid.
it?
Not to, yeah. So I'll take 1 and 1, I guess.
So I'll take 2 back for that, and then 1 and 1. Okay. Right, so my turn.
So sorry, what did you take 2 for?
Well, you gain 3. So I gave you
Oh, you
5
gave me
and took
5.
2 back, and then give you 1 back. So if I can get 3 points this turn, I'll win.
Don't maths.
But I don't think I can get 3 points this turn. That would require me getting onto that hill.
Yeah, but then I can't
Yes.
score enough myself.
Yeah, I don't think I can win this turn, but if I can get 2,
Yeah, well,
which
if
I'm
you-
getting 2.
If you can get 1.
I'm getting 2 by doing nothing.
Still do it.
So let's play. Let's play BattleLore. So what I do is I roll 4 dice, and then depending on what I roll, tells me what I can order. So what have we rolled here? So I've rolled that, which is an infantry or cavalry. The heroic symbol is an elite or a legend unit. So that could be the dragon. And the obscene. So I'm ordering those ones and those ones with those 2. That is just gain a law. And that one is to order... Oh, sorry, 3 law. And that one is to order an infantry or a cavalry unit. So I'll order these ones. Right, so that was my command step. Right, then I am going to order well, we'll order the dragon, obviously. And we're going to go 1, 2. Right, if I say I fly over, I can go there. So 1, 2, 3 for the dragon. We are going to Yeah, I think we're actually going to come out of this. So we'll go 1, but then I'm going to move an extra 1. Oh, no, you can't when you move through a forest. No, we won't. We're going to stay there. We're not going to do anything there. But we'll move these and we'll move them to here.
Does your dragon? I know he's on...
He's on water, yeah. So, attacks. I'll do the dragon first. I'm going to attack these guys on the bridge. So I can re-roll each of those once. Okay, so I can't re-roll it again. That does nothing, that does nothing. 1 damage. Which means you can counter. Is it 1? Oh yeah, because I'm flying. Yeah. Okay, hello. So that's that one done. This one's not attacking. And then the flesh grippers are going to go for this one. Yeah. Nom nom nom. And instead of using advance, so it would advance because I eliminated it, but instead of using advance, I can move up to 2 hexes and perform 1 additional attack. So we will go into here and we will perform an additional attack, which is right. And then I gain, hopefully it's 2 points. Yes.
Is that 2 units in the open?
2 or fewer in clear hexes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've only got 2.
So I get 2 points. So I'm up to 15. We can have a 5. Right. I'll have that. And I'm actually going to have, because I've got so much lore, I am going to draw 2. And I'm going to discard 1. Which will be that one. Right, you'll go. Yes, good point. If I was crueler, I could have put the dragon here, and then the retreat would have meant it couldn't retreat. But it's a good point. But I thought it'd be fun retreating you into the swarm.
Which would probably have had more serious effects, to be honest.
So yeah, you've got to stop me getting 1 point next turn.
Which allow you to do.
We can call it there if you want. Or do you want one last?
I'm trying to see if there's a way in which I could create a retreat, but then have you got the cards to? How many points do I need?
You're on 11.
So that's not the best I could do is 3.
Yeah, so the best you can do is 3. And then the least I can do is 1. I'm just thinking if we stop this, we've got time for another one.
I'm just wondering if I can move. If I can move you, stand a chance. So
That's your centre one.
Yes. It's 2.
So you currently don't have line of sight, do you?
Them to the.
Yep.
Woods.
Who's attacking who?
We'll start with those.
Okay,
If I can't shift those,
I'm going to play Bone Spurs.
game.
Play during your opponent's attack step after he declares the target of a melee attack.
Which is additional hits.
Okay, so for each cross sword or sword produced during this attack, the attacking unit suffers 1 damage.
No, okay. So I'll just shut myself in a bit then.
And the target unit ignores all damage from this attack. So I can't take any damage from this attack.
I will destroy myself
Yes.
because I've already got hits.
Did you want to play that after I
Yeah,
played this?
because it's each turn.
Oh, that's play after your move step.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I would have had to play that.
You would have had to play that. Yeah, definitely play that.
Which is game then.
I think so because
Yes.
I can't take any damage from this.
So you'll score the 1 point next turn.
Well, no, because you might cause me to retreat.
Oh, well, I will definitely.
Yeah.
'Cause if you take flags. Okay. So I die, you retreat twice. One off there and one off there.
Yeah.
Might have been a sacrifice worthwhile.
Yeah, so I can't take any damage from this attack, but there was 2 retreats on there, so
Okay.
okay.
So now we are arching. Attack because they moved. And we will arch into there, but we get an extra dice because of flanking.
Yep. It's 1 damage.
One hit. Which wasn't helpful. And then he will attack it. It's 2 dice. We should retreat. Okay, so I've knocked you off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's whether you can.
Yeah, so you'll
If
get.
you've got a card, they'll move on to that.
You'll get 2 points. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah.
Or get onto the hills again.
Yeah, so I could just play patrol right to order 2 units in the right sector. That'd be one of them. Move on to there and get 2 points.
Well,
Yeah, you got the initial advantage, but then within
that
a couple
dragon
of,
ruined everything.
I think it was over there. It was me getting that and that.
I'm giving you the 3 points, but that dragon.
That was the 3 points.
Massively disruptive.
Yeah, I mean it's a 10-point card. It's a big one. Whereas the Doombringer.
But yeah, you scoring 3 points a turn.
3 points a turn is massive.
No, good game now. Well
Yeah,
played.
I don't think we do have time for another one because we kind of want to be stopping at about 5:15.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I think once you've played it a bit, you get to remember the abilities, and the abilities are relatively simple.
Absolutely.
But when you add them all together,
I might.
as you say, you missed.
I might have saved myself a point when you retook it. So if I'd have taken you off and then re-attacked, I could potentially have scored you the 2 damage.
Yeah.
It hits and books. It's on the dice.
Yeah.
But with retreats counting as well. Probably 50-50 on there.
I think there's only one
So-
flag.
Yeah, but we
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, there's
combined
one
with the-
flag, 1 sword, 1 cross sword.
Yeah, so there's 3 hits potentially.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's got the same elements as Memoir 44. It's very, very tactical
I-
with where you put the units, but you've also got the dice, and the dice can be.
I remember
very
really
simple.
enjoying the first edition,
Mm-hmm.
and I got the expansions for it and never played with the expansions.
Yeah.
Maybe this version simplified it a lot more.
Right.
Interesting for me to go back and have a look at my BattleLore set and have a fiddle with that and see if it plays the same.
Yeah, I don't know what year 2nd edition came out. 2013 is the rule book. So
It's how much longer it's since I played mine.
yeah.
Well, I've been in Basingstoke for 24 years and I don't think I played BattleLore.
Right. Okay. Let's just have a quick
So
look.
it'd be interesting to see when that came out. I'm fairly sure I was still in Luton.
So let's head on over to Board Game Geek and see what it says. So BattleLore 2nd edition came out in 2013. It re-implemented BattleLore, which was from 2006.
Yeah.
So 18 years ago, BattleLore came out.
So I couldn't have played it at Luton. I must have played it in Basics then.
Yeah. Oh, it was Days of Wonder. So the original BattleLore was Days of Wonder, wasn't Fantasy Flight Games. And then Fantasy Flight picked it up, probably when they were joined into Asmodee, and Fantasy Flight rethemed it into Terradon.
You've got advanced, you've got elite units, so you see the flags.
These.
Yeah, I think they were.
No, or not.
Think,
Oh no.
I think they were. I've got a feeling they were elite units.
Okay.
I could be wrong in that.
So was it just generic
it might have just
fantasy,
it might have just been sides,
dwarves and things like that?
Yeah. There are historical battles. So you got like Agincourt and that.
In BattleLore.
I think.
Okay.
I could be wrong. But then it introduced the fantasy side of it as well.
Right. And then there was a sort of there was a kind of third edition of BattleLore, which is Battles of Westeros, which is 2010. So that was Fantasy Flight Games
based on
this
Game of Thrones.
But yeah, game based on Game of Thrones.
Westeros Game of Thrones.
Yeah. So because they got the Game of Thrones license, so I think they just rethemed it again. But interestingly, I know that guy. I know. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Can't remember. Yeah, this is not down as Richard Borg. So Battles of Westeros is down as designer somebody different. Whereas Richard Borg is the designer of BattleLore and I think Memoir 44 and things like that. So
it'd be interesting to go back and see how much different the first ed is.
Ian is saying dwarves were Scottish and the goblins were French. Okay, it was the 100 Years' War, but also had goblins and dwarves.
100.
And Borg apparently is still doing memoir iterations. It's interesting what you were saying about massive key differences in the retreat rules between the two editions. That it's not just a fantasy retheme; it's a fantasy retheme, but actually with some fairly big changes.
So every miniatures battle game that I've played, which isn't a lot, in fairness, if your retreat is blocked and you retreat back towards your own unit, why would you run towards the enemy unit?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Whereas in this,
makes a bit of a difference.
You're retreating away from the source of the attack. You're trying to get away from that,
which also makes sense.
Also makes sense. It's just different. So, yeah. And cutting off people's retreats is a good thing because that means they take damage. But also protecting yourself from retreats by supporting units is also useful as well.
And there's a difference again. You see, if you can't retreat through your own units in 44.
Right. So you would take damage. Whereas in this,
do they push back? They might push back.
Actually. Okay.
Somebody might be able to tell me.
Yeah.
Who's played before I have.
Anybody who's interested in playing any of these games online, you can play Memoir 44 on Board Game Arena. There's lots of different scenarios included in there. This isn't on Board Game Arena. There is an app for this, or there used to be an app, BattleLore Command, but it's not the same game. It's similar, but it's not the same game. I don't know if that app is still available or even supported. But anyway, we're all done. So thank you very much, Ian, for joining me.
Thank you.
We're going to disappear
together at last.
We will be back tonight.
Thanks to everybody watching.
7 o'clock, I think we're going live. Yeah, 7 o'clock tonight. We are going to be doing a 6-player game of Championship Formula Racing. So if you're interested in watching 6 of us in this little room play a racing game tonight, I don't quite know how that's going to happen.
It's going to be sweaty.
We might have to get rid of the chairs, but the builders won't be here, so we can have more air in the room. But that's happening at 7 o'clock tonight. So we're going to pack this up, go for dinner, and then we'll be back later on this evening. Thank you very much for watching, and as mentioned at the start, thank you to all of my Patreon supporters for making this week possible. Doing loads and loads of videos all week, not being paid for any of them, and it's to celebrate my birthday, which is tomorrow. And yeah, thanks very much to all of my Patreon supporters for making things possible. You can support me at patreon.com/gamingrules. Also, if you're interested, I'm helping raise money for a charity this week. There is a link to it in the description of this video. If you've got a spare few pound and you don't mind donating to a charity, it's a Uganda charity to help some kids organise a board games convention there. So check that out as well. Right, we'll see you later on. Cheers, everyone. Bye-byes.